everybody, Paul Haywood here. So today I'm going to teach you that funky little phrase so you can add it into your practice and playing. I'll add an empty stretch of that backing track to the end of this video so you can practice the phrase and practice mixing it in with your improvising. So grab your sax and let's get started. Okay, so we're in the key of D on the alto saxophone, so that's concert F and G for the B flat instruments, tenor saxophones and trumpets. Okay, so we're going to break the phrase up into three parts. The first one is the ascending part, then the middle bit, and then finally last descending bit. So one of the reasons this is such a cool little phrase is because in each of those sections the tonality actually shifts. You've got the first section which goes up the D major pentatonic, adding in the major blues note. Then you've got the middle section, which is a little bit more winding. It adds in the flat 7, so it gives a dominant sound, whilst we've still got the major and minor third in there, so it's got a dominant kind of sharp 9 sound. And then the last bit, just a nice descending minor pentatonic in D. I've written this phrase out in all 12 keys, along with all my other hip licks and tricks phrases, and they're available to patrons over on my Patreon page. Just want to say a huge thanks to everyone who's chipped in so far for supporting the channel and helping me to make videos like this for you all. So, let's go from the start. We're going to start in the middle of the saxophone, so middle D. What I'm going to do is do some exaggerated fingers on the saxophone so you can see where your fingers should go. And also don't forget, if you need to, you can always slow the video down and hopefully that will help catch it if I'm going a bit quick. So we're going to start in middle D, then we're going to go up to, we're going up to the F sharp, but we're going to put a little grace note on the F natural. Alright, so 2 Ds, F natural, F sharp. Then up to the A, up to the B, then up to top D. I'll put a little bit of vibrato on that, give it a bit of feel. That time I'll put a little bend in. Feel free to add a little bit of your own take onto the phrase, obviously. So one more time. Okay, remember to keep your fingers nice and close when you're doing it. This is just for demo purposes. So let's do the middle section. So we've just hit our top D, now we're coming down to C natural, which is our dominant 7, and we're going to go C to B, back up to C. Now we're going to run down, back to B, A, so B, A, G, and then we're getting our little F to F sharp, so we're getting our minor to major third, or you can think of it as being a major third and a sharp 9. So that's F sharp, F natural, F sharp, down to the middle D, landing on the C. Okay, now the third section we're going to jump back up to our F natural, the minor third. So that's F, D, A, G, F. Okay, so up the major, with the major blues note added in. Nice kind of dominant sound there. Then we've got that down the minor pentatonic. So F, D, jump down to the A, G, F, like that. So that's pretty much the whole phrase, but what I was doing there is putting a little variation on the second time round, just so we get a sort of question and answer feel. So first time round. Then the second time round I do exactly the same phrase apart from the last bit. Okay, so that third chunk, second time round, we're going F natural to D, and then down to the A, up to the C, and then up to the D, the root, to finish. So that gives a nice sort of finishing sound. So we go off, do a cool phrase, kind of a bit of a nice question, then repeat it, and then give the answer at the end. So I'll finish up by doing another little demo of the phrase over the backing track, mixing it in with some improvisation, and then I'm going to let the backing track run so you guys have got a space to practice the phrase and try putting it in amongst your improvising. So make sure you've got the phrase under your fingers and then try going back and forth between improvising to the phrase to improvising, go back and forth, trying to get it so you can comfortably transition from one to the other. Now, when you've got it under your fingers in this key, I recommend trying to take those numbers and shapes of the phrase and try and apply it to different keys. So we can put that over to, it's going to be G for the alto saxophone players. So we're going to start on the root. So start on the root, up the major blues scale to the root at the top. Dominant 7, flat 7, 6. Then we do our nice little major minor third bit. Going down with the jump down through the minor pentatonic. Okay, so apply that to different keys, and don't forget, if you need it, there's that resource on my Patreon page. I'd love you to leave me a comment to let me know how you got on with this phrase. If you enjoy these hip licks and tricks videos and find them helpful, let me know by hitting the like button, maybe share it online with your friends, and make sure you subscribe if you want to catch the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.